Howdy everyone, this is LockNutz, and you're watching a map tour of Lapacho Farm by Zero Oito. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you guys doing today? Oh my goodness, today we get to go on a map tour of Lapacho Farm by Zero Oito. This little bad mamma jamma is 457.43 megabytes to download and is very cross-platform friendly. Ooh, you betcha. This little bad mamma jamma was formerly known as Estancia Lapacho that came out in the platinum version of FS22. You betcha, it's a flashback from the past. Have to love it, got to love it, you betcha. So the way we're going about doing this here is we started the gameplay off in new farmer mode. That way you know what's going to be if you get in new farmer mode. So without further ado, let's take a peek at your equipment. All right, everyone, here is your equipment. Starting off with small tractors, you have one Case Maxim. Medium tractors, you have one Massey Ferguson. Large tractors, you have one Case Magnum. Not too shabby. A nice little trifecta you got going on there. Trucks-wise, you have one man truck, and that does come with one trailer, which is a semi-trailer. Harvesters, you do have one Case Axle Flow, and that comes with one grain header, Case grain header, and one corn header, and you do have the ability to move them around with one header trailer. Now, coming back up here, looking at the vehicles, you do have one pickup truck. Stone pickers, you have one Scorpio stone picker. Plows, you have one Lemkin Titan, 18, not too shabby. Disc harrow, you have one Rebel Classic. Seeders, you have another Lemkin seeder. Sprayers, you have one Hardy sprayer. Fertilizer spreaders, you have both the fertilizer spreader, lime spreader, Breedel, and then you have the Amazon fertilizer spreader. So nice little combination got there. You have one Elo mower. Forage harvesters, you have one Pottinger forage wagon, sorry about that. You have one Coon baler. For the animals, you have one liquid transportator, liquid tanker. Animal transport, you have one Silver Star from Wilson Trailer. Front loaders, you have one Quickie front loader, and that comes with one pallet fork, one universal bucket, and then one bale spike. And then to end it all off, you have a pair of weights. So guys, lots of stuff in here, lots of things to get yourself rocking and rolling with. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the map. All right, everyone, here is the map. And as you can see, you have a lot of fields on here, a lot of options. For the most part, they're all regularly shaped fields, so you got that going for you. And you do have a variety of sizes. Now, starting off here, one thing I want to mention is that in this location right here, this is the BGA. To be able to use the BGA, you actually have to purchase it, and you can purchase it for $359,000. So keep that in mind. Starting off, though, for you on New Farmer Mode, you start off with Field 1, Field 35, and the farm itself. One thing to keep in mind here is that Field 1, this is the absolute cheapest field on the map, or I should say cheapest field on the map, not the cheapest plot, cheapest field. The most expensive one is Field 37, coming in at $524,000. Now, that's not the most expensive plot on the map. This is the most expensive plot on the map, coming in at $1 million. I should say just a hair over $1 million for that forestry. This little plot right here, it's kind of a little placeable area. We'll make sure we stop by that. This is the cheapest one on the map. So if you wanted to actually start your farm off down here, it's a possibility. It's entirely up to you. But taking a look at the rest of the field prices on here, as you can see, the forestry areas, they're more expensive than anything else. They do take up a lot more land space, so you got that going for you. But then coming down here and taking a look at the fields, not gonna lie, to me, they personally feel a little expensive, but it's not bad because you do end up getting a lot of land around the actual fields. So that's probably what's going on here, especially with little 19 that has a bunch right there. Field 20 has a whole strip. So let's go ahead and take a look at this map from the ground. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm going to turn the map on in the corner. That way you guys can follow along with me as we wander around here on the map. So just taking a look at the farmyard here, guys, one thing to note is that that brick building over there and this brick building over here, that's all that you end up getting if you do start off on start from scratch or new farmer mode, or not new farmer, start from scratch or farm manager mode. Other than that, everything else is gone. I take that back. There's a laundry rack, clotheslines right there. They're here. But other than that, none of this stuff is out here. So kind of keep that in mind if you guys are rocking and rolling and running about here. Let's go ahead and hop into the truck and kind of take a little drive around the farmyard real quick so you guys can kind of take a look at it. Now, myself, I never played FS17. I was new to FS19. So I'm not entirely sure how this map actually reflects FS17's version of this. So if you guys could comment down below, let me know what you guys think of this in comparison to the other one. I really am pretty curious about all that. But you do have a nice large starting farm, as you kind of seen as we were driving past that. It really is pretty slick. Now let's head out here and start our little journey around the map. One of the things I want to let you guys know is I will be driving on the fields. I like to drive on the fields because it gives me a sense of what the landscape actually looks like and what it feels like. You can drive on the roads, but actually getting out here, you kind of see it's a slight rolling landscape that you got going on. You're probably going to be fine with any horsepower requirements that you're going to end up running into. Let's say you have an equipment that needs 100 horsepower. If you have a tractor that's 100 horsepower, you're probably going to end up being fine. You're not going to have to really oversize anything to crazy levels. It should all work out pretty slick with this. You might slow down just a hair on some of these slight elevation rises, but not too terrible. For the most part, it all does end up being pretty darn slick here. So let's go ahead. We'll go to the BGA here first. So BGA is right on over here, and on this map there is a train that you can go ahead and use to sell your products and use as storage, kind of like you would see back in the older FS games. So kind of keep that in mind. All right, let's get this turned around right here, and I just wanted to stop in here to show you that it is pretty much just like any of the other standard BGAs. We come in here, it does look nice. You have a nice large bunker silo, you do have some storage over there, and then you do have all this stuff here. So let me go ahead and actually purchase this so you guys can see. And there we are. So the little icons do pop up on here. I did take a peek. There is nothing special for byproducts or anything like that. The formulas are all pretty much the same. It's the silage, slurry, and manure that you end up getting off of that. So keep that in mind. It's just like a normal BGA. You're just having to go ahead and purchase the plot of land versus going ahead and actually having to purchase the production. Just wanted to let you guys know so you can kind of keep that in the back of your heads. Now, as we kind of continue on with our little wayward journey here, you will notice that we do end up running into some flatter fields. Again, it's nothing on this map is super extreme, super crazy. It's all nice rolling landscapes. This is what I was saying here with the train yard, where you can go ahead and you can sell your stuff. You do have a lime station up over here. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Now, like I had said, I had not played 17 before, so I'm really kind of looking at this map as a standalone map in my memory. As I'm looking at this, wandering around on it, taking a peek at it, and it does look like it's pretty nice. You have a lot of these nice big buildings, nice neat features in here. Things that are just kind of tucked up out of the way here, like they are. You have your barge out in the river. One of the neat things here, and this is one of the maps that I would say I haven't seen this too much as of yet, these little dirt back roads over here, you actually have traffic on it. That's one of the things that I don't really remember seeing too much on any of the maps we've gone ahead and looked at so far. So kind of keep that in the back of your head. Now, off to the side here, this is where we do end up getting some hilly landscapes, and that would be in the forestry area. As you can see, there's all this timber that's just lying all over the ground. You could probably go ahead and pick that up, do a little bit of selling on it. But ultimately, guys, this particular section of forestry area really isn't all that thick. It's not all that dense, but you know what? It's enough to kind of get yourself busy, get yourself active in what you're doing. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. As we head up this way, though, where we get to the, well, the main forestry areas, I would say, where you actually have your forestry dirt. Well, I can say I probably couldn't do that again if I tried. Yikes. All right, well, let's get up over here and take a look at this. As you can kind of see, it does appear to be pretty dense. It's probably not going to be the best way to get there. It does appear to be pretty dense from out here, but let's actually get ourselves inside. And as you can see, it's not terribly dense. You can actually maneuver around in here. I do like the little logs that are on the ground here. Let's see if we can actually pick one of these up. Are they relatively light? No. That one's 300 kilograms. Let's see about this one here. Yeah, this one we can pick up. It's 130, so that's kind of nice. You have all these little bits and pieces. If you got a chainsaw, you can come up here, cut some of that stuff up, throw it in the back of your vehicle, and get yourself going. And especially if you're looking at buying some of this land, you might not have necessarily a ton of cash to start off with. A good way to go ahead and get yourself some easy income. Essentially, you're picking up the low-hanging fruit. It's not that bad of an idea. So as we kind of wander on through here, I am noticing that we do have a lot of really tall, mature trees. So the big trees are going to be able to get a ton of cash on. These smaller ones, though, on the other hand, that are kind of sprinkling in them, they're more of a nuisance. At least that's kind of how I see them. You can still cut them down. You can still go ahead and sell them. You can still do all that stuff. You just aren't going to get as much cash. Now, let's get over this really quick here. Perfect. And then we'll continue on our little tour. Now, I want to head up this way because the placeable area is up here on the left. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys had an opportunity to see that. Because like I said, if you're looking to go ahead and start from scratch, this area here might not be a terrible place to get yourself going. Especially if you just need a place to store your equipment. This is pretty darn nice, but it does also give you that opportunity to do a bunch of other things. One thing I'm going to do here really quick, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and reset this truck so that you guys can see where the reset vehicle does go to. And it does pop up here at the shop. So we're going to enter back at our vehicle, and this is actually where you go ahead and start your gameplay off. You don't start up at the main farm. When you come in, this will be where you end up. And this is where the rest of your vehicles do spawn right in here. So kind of keep that in the back of your head. Keep that in your mind. We're going to go ahead and drive down here a little bit so we can kind of get a little peek at the train, but also so that we can go onto the other side of the river here real quick. Just kind of take a little peek at it. Let's see here. Come on. Well, I'm not waiting. It's through there. All right. And there we go. I wanted to bring you guys over here by the bridge so you could see it. If you do have to get over here for any reason, the bridge is a nice sized bridge. You can definitely get through it. You might not be able to get through with a large header attached to this thing, but you do definitely have more than enough room to be able to get yourself over here. And that's the same thing for the other bridges on this map. They are pretty much that exact same size, same style. You should be able to get through there with relatively little issues. Let's keep on getting up here so we could take a look at little old Field 20. And remember, Field 20 comes with all of this along here too. So again, this might not be a terrible spot to get yourself started, your whole farming endeavor. There are contracts on this map. Like I said, you do have traffic on here. The traffic's actually relatively slow moving, so you got that going for you. It really isn't all that bad. Let's take a little bit of time here and actually throw on our wings and fly around to see what this one looks like from up above. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and fly up into the sky and take a look at this thing from up above. So it is a pretty slick little area here, I do say so. I really do like the power lines. I know I said this on the one of the last maps I seen here, and this is pretty darn slick. I like that how it just goes up over the mountain like that. Pretty darn cool. Now, as you come on down here, you have this neat cell point that's tucked in back over here, right on the river. Pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. I do like that. Ooh, let's get ourselves up here a little bit. And you do have some of these little areas that are tucked in here, nooked in, however you want to say it. It is pretty darn slick to take a look at all these fields sitting in here. I always love this, where you can see the patchwork of fields. And as you can see, like we seen when we were driving around, the elevation changes are slight at best. It's not crazy, it's not ridiculous, but it's not like there's nothing there at all. Keep that in mind when you're doing this, when you're looking at this thing. It really isn't too bad at all. It is quite the thing. Like I said, guys, let me know how this compares to FS17. I never played on it. I wish I would have. I wish I would have started playing a long time ago. Unfortunately, I did not, so this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing now. Guys, and if you are liking what you're hearing, liking what you're seeing, go ahead and smash that like button. Do me a favor, hit that subscription. It really does help the channel out a lot. Hit the notification bell, have it on and set to all. That way you know when this and other great videos are coming out by myself. Share this video with somebody who likes FS17, Son of a Gun, or FS15, one of the older ones. Guys, I tell you what, this definitely looks like a great map. I'm kind of excited to get myself out here and give it a shot. But until I get to that point, guys, thanks for stopping by.